Alright, we're live. Hello everyone, welcome to the third episode of The Freak Show. Today I'm joined by Nickel, Losco and Brekk1e. Hello guys.
Hello.
Hello.
And
Hi.
welcome. We're gonna jump into it immediately. There was a new blog post. Let's talk about the UI changes first, I would say. I personally like them. The kill feed that I updated, I made it more BF4 style, I'd say. There's still like a kill counter or whatever you call it above the minimap, which I don't like. But other than that, was there anything else you guys saw to the UI that changed?
Well, I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
It's an improvement for sure. It's much better than before. But overall, it still looks very cheap and amateur. The main issue with the layout is the kill feed or the kill log is above the minimap. And once people start resizing the minimap, like I was playing with 175% size, you have a massive minimap. Then you have on top of that the kill log or kill feed and the chat. Then your entire left side is completely cluttered with text. That's going to be an issue. The notifications coming from above with about the game mode and so on. It looks like an iPhone notification that you get. Could be done better. And overall, it needs to be cleaned up. There's a lot of glow, blur behind the text. It's really hard to read. I think eventually they will fix it, but for now, it's an improvement. Let's see what they have for us.
I mean, it's definitely an improvement from the beta. Of course, we know that the beta was just like a stress test from them. And the blog post from today is kind of saying that stating that it was just a test, because we have a lot of changes and features that cannot really be done in the time that it was from the beta from the actual blog post today. So it's definitely better. It looks really like the BF4 style kill feed. Yeah, they have to remove the shadows behind the words, or they're just making it way less intrusive. I don't know about the left kill feed. In my opinion, it was a placeholder, because if they exactly as Nicole said, if they let you rescale the minimap, I don't see how that would work. I mean, the kill feed will go above the minimap way higher, and
unless it rescales with it. Yeah,
I don't see really. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you can select bottom left, bottom right, whatever. No, bottom right is impossible. Top right. I don't know.
But maybe there is a reason for that they want to do that, because maybe they want to make people look more to the bottom left corner of your map to look at the map.
Maybe.
But I think seasoned Battlefield players are going to be a bit confused by it, because they will, like Nickel says, they're just going to increase their minimap anyway, and they'll just look at the minimap and the kill feed. Well, okay, you can look at the kill feed, but usually it's top right, like in other games. So we'll have to see how it develops, I guess. But I hope if it stays on the left, you will be able to rescale it above your minimap, so it doesn't overlay or look like.
Maybe they will just reduce the on BF4 is 144 time, right? 124% increase.
Yeah.
On the minimap, the max.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they will just let you 120. So
on Battlefield 4, you get 200%.
You can go 200. Yeah.
I was set myself.
I played at 150, but you can go to 200.
I set myself at 144. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Again, the layout looks mostly fine, I guess. Just this kill or kill feed thing. But in general, a lot of quality of life features are missing, like vehicle hit 25 or something like that. The same with enemies. That's something we got in Battlefield 5 and 1. It's such a nice feature. You know exactly how many shots you need or how much your gun is doing damage and so on. That was really neat. I hope that comes back.
Maybe they just don't want to do that. The vehicle it was present only on BF4. I mean, wait. On BF4 we add only the vehicle it. Then in BF1 and BF5, in BF1 we have the soldier it. In BF5 there was no soldier it, right? Damage.
There was, I believe.
I think there was.
BF5. Okay, oh yeah, I don't remember. Okay, but let's say that
that's far in the past.
I have played 300 hours of BF5. Man, don't.
That much? Wow.
I have
Yeah, I know. Maybe they want to remove it for.
No, I think they simply didn't get that far yet with the UI.
Also, the vehicle hit on BF4 is broken as fuck. It's like 20% less than what it is. At least on, like, for example, attack kill and scout early. With the
That's
rocket launch,
something I heard as well. That's something I actually learned this year, that the damage value that you read on screen isn't always accurate.
no, it's not.
Especially on like rip boats or when
Yes.
you use a rip boat against a scout heli or something.
It's because if you use a rocket launcher, it's like one hit. Is one tick and it deals 75 for the Astro or 50 whatever. But if you stack up damage, for example, with the miniguns of the scout heli or the gun, it's just like stacking up. And I guess at one point it cannot really. I believe if you increase the tick rate of the server, like if you go 144 Hz servers, that will not be an issue. I guess like it cannot stand behind the
Maybe it might be tied to tick rate. Yeah.
I've noticed that as well.
Yep. I think I like the changes, but in my opinion, there's some stuff missing, like Nickel said. Then another big thing that I saw and that we should talk about is the specialists that they showcased. I'm instantly gonna throw the ball back at you guys, and we're just gonna go over them and discuss each of them individually. So first we had the Navin Ray or something like that it's called, with the ability that like spots another enemy when you kill an enemy in the near vicinity.
Oh yeah, of course the Indian guy is the hacker, right?
Yeah. And then the hack equipment thing, but I think the first ability already is, I have an issue with it because it's like basically a wall hack, which I don't really think has a place in FPS games. But I want to hear what you guys think about it.
Where do we start? I mean, that guy isn't as bad as the other character. I don't remember her name, but she's basically Bloodhound.
Yeah.
And she can like scan all objects around her, and she sees enemies.
The Korean.
What was
yeah,
her name?
that's. I mean, I don't know what to say except.
Jisao
I
is
just
this one.
disagree.
Yeah.
This does not belong into a Battlefield game. That's beyond broken.
Definitely broke. I mean, it depends what is the range, but whatever range is just not gonna work.
I mean, do you get a notification on the receiving side? I don't think so.
No.
What?
And also,
No, yeah. They actually said that there will be a notification when you're spotted. There will be some sort of notification that is telling you are spotted.
Yeah,
I don't remember where I see it and when, but I remember this particular.
So it's gonna be a bit like with Wraith on Apex then, where you get like an audio.
Like the woof, 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 woof.
Yeah,
like-
where you get the audio cue when you're getting locked on or something.
Maybe I don't know.
But
hopefully.
I don't know. I don't think this fits into a Battlefield.
But yeah, in any case, it's not gonna work. Like, yeah, I guess at one point they will release it like this, of course, because.
Yeah, but they'll have to rework it based
in
on
my
the...
opinion, it will be just a minimap spot.
Yeah.
At one point, because it's just not Battlefield. Okay, like it's stupid.
It really feels like a crossover between Apex and Battlefield, which isn't a
And
bad
Warzone.
thing at all. But hey,
The
it's,
idea is
Battlefield.
okay, but if you want to stick to core gameplay features of Battlefield, it just doesn't seem to be fitting. You're trying to mix two different genres of games into one and make a new one, but I think the true Battlefield players just want to have an old Battlefield or an old school Battlefield. But
Like,
the good thing is,
sorry.
like, even if the main game is like not exactly what we want, we still have Portal to back up, where we don't have to play the specialists.
Like, for example, the other specialist traits and gadgets have like the McKay grappling hook is like 5 seconds cooldown, 7 seconds cooldown, something like that. Imagine if this spot will be 10 seconds cooldown. Like, it will be just everyone will play it because you have free warlock every 10 seconds. So I don't really see it work. Like, I don't really see them giving a gadget to a specialist that resets every minute. Like, if you have these gadgets with a cooldown less than 1 minute, okay, it's broken already. It's already broken.
Yeah.
Because you can just like stay in a place and just stay there, spam Q, spot, pick, kill, you hide again, wait, fucking Q again, you spot people and whatever. You just go repeatedly, and you can abuse it in a. And I don't think they will make a cooldown more than 1 minute because the the Battlefield experience is like a fast pace. Okay, like this
Yeah,
game is
it's fast-paced.
even more fast paced than the other ones. So I guess I'm assuming like addressing how is the Battlefield playstyle and how it's developed, the gameplay is developed. I guess it will be like around 8 to 10 seconds cool down, and it's broken. Like it's not
It's
gonna
gonna be a
work. Never.
spam. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Never-
basically your Apex characters without a cooldown, and that's gonna be nuts. Everyone has an ult every 15 seconds.
I already see people like cheating, buying wall locks and saying, the character in the game has wall lock. Why cannot use it?
Yeah, that's a thing that will happen, I think, for sure. Yeah, I don't like it either. Even in other FPS games, I never like it. Same for Battlefield. It has no place in a multiplayer game. Then the next one is Dozer, another interesting one. So his passive perk is like blast resistant, where he can absorb more blast damage. But then the riot shield, I don't really have a problem with the riot shield itself, but as we saw in the trailer, it was like reflecting bullets.
Yeah. Ricocheting.
Yeah.
Onto the guy who was in front of him.
I think that is not reflecting bullet like always. You just walk around and reflect. I guess maybe if you press right click, it will like slow down and be more steady, and then that's the moment where you reflect. Because I've noticed on the video that every time he actually reflect bullets, it just there's like a sort of animation on the end, on the arm. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like you press 3 or you press, I don't know, right click, whatever, and you have like a cooldown where you can reflect bullets, which is bad. Okay, it's not good.
I mean, there's an easy fix to that. Just remove the reflecting, and that's
Yeah.
it. Otherwise, he's totally fine. I mean,
But the
It's like-
problem is that it will be released like that because they are advertising it, and the game is not out yet. So they are legally forced to give you the product as you have seen in the trailers before the game is actually released, because you are buying the game by watching that advertisement. So the game, like it will be reflecting at the beginning, the bullets, but I think they will remove it after a lot of time, because they're like legally forced to keep some features that have been advertised, you know?
It could be. I mean, I think everybody remembers the shield in Battlefield 4.
Mm-hmm.
You actually don't see it being used a lot because, well, it's completely broken and it just doesn't work at all. But if Nickel says they move the ricochet of the bullets, it could actually be something viable. For example, you can use, if you just imagine like having a shield, like for example in Locker or something, where you can try and push with using the shield, it could work. Of course, you still have the explosions and everything, but if you have a ricochet shield that actually blocks bullets, that makes you advance a certain point, I see that viable in Battlefield, because it's already there in Battlefield 4, but the shield in Battlefield 4 just doesn't work. So that's why people know to use it.
exactly.
I mean, I'm not against the shield idea. Idea is fine. I mean, you just
The idea is fine, but you're not going to be seeing, like, of course, you can have the memes with like 20 people running with a shield and doing like a Roman style like breakthrough. But
I'm fine with that.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna give you some memes, and I don't think it's gonna be extremely overpowered because
I mean,
you can
don't
probably
forget,
use
the
explosives.
shield is tied to the character. And the character is also taking less explosive damage and less damage from vehicles, I believe, which
Yeah,
makes
but
him a good pick.
What about a roadkill? Oof.
Maybe he
Bro.
rock with you,
Yeah.
Bro,
the big guy.
But
if I see like this Espinosa guy like getting rammed by a jeep, meanwhile it's got the shield and the jeep explodes, and I'm gonna be so mad.
yeah,
I can imagine a bug like with the reflection, with the reflect, like if
The
you
car
try to
bounces off.
exactly you try to road kill him and the fucking car just bounce it
Flips
away.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I think the reflection thing, like, just imagine 5 people with riot shields all reflecting your bullets, like, wouldn't make
Yeah.
any sense, especially in close quarters. And then we had the Sundance, who is also a very interesting one. Like, I love the wingsuit. I fucking love the wingsuit. But then what the fuck did they do with the smart explosives? Like, why is
Active radar grenades.
why
Let's
is
go,
that
dude.
necessary? I don't
Not
understand.
even in my wildest dreams I could have come up
Yep.
with this. This
Same.
is actually
I generally want to
Off
know. I generally wanted to be in the room of the executives and the DICE developers, like everyone there. The guy says, "I have a good idea." And what's that? Do you remember Active Radars from BF4? Oh yeah, they were great. Okay, let's put them in BF 2042. How? Yeah, we put them in the vehicles, of course, but what about the grenades? And the guy, that's a good idea. And like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, what the fuck? I just cannot see this conversation happening.
Yeah, and the
It makes no sense.
The thing that blows my mind even more is that you have smart grenades against infantry, then you have them against armor and against against air vehicles. Like, as if one kind is not broken enough, you need to add them against everything in the game.
Bro, wait! Like on BF4, they have put the MBT low. You know the MBT low. It is in BF4 for the starters. Okay. The first
That's the first rocket launcher.
Exactly, it's the first rocket launcher. You give it for the starters, people that never
Don't
played
know
the
how
game.
to shoot.
Maybe
You can say it how it is.
Okay, 20 damage. Like because they assumed that the people that we start playing BF4, they were fucking terrible. Okay, like what are they thinking about their player base if they go with smart fucking nades?
I mean, they could just have like increased the velocity of RPGs and SMARs and so on. Like, did you see the velocity in the beta? On the
It's insane.
It's even slower than in Battlefield 4. Like,
why? The rocket
you doubled the engagement distance.
The M5,
yes,
the
exactly.
RPG is it's fast as fuck. What the fuck?
It's not as what? Chat, hello? It's not fast as fuck.
I thought it was slow as well.
No, I thought it was faster.
Not at all.
It felt like it was faster than the SRAW.
It's raw, of course.
But SRAW is really slow since they nerfed it after patch 1 or 2.
No, we're talking about the RPG.
The smart, rocket.
No, the RPG, the beta RPG.
Yeah, I know. But like compared to the speed
M5
of like,
ricochet, recoillance, whatever it's called.
Recoilless.
Yeah.
Man, it's fast. It's fast. It's got no drop.
Yeah, but I don't think it's as fast as the small or the MBT law from Battlefield 4.
I believe it's the same or even faster. I have this feeling.
It feels slower for me slightly, but at least it's still faster than the straw. But I don't know. Maybe we haven't seen all the rocket launchers yet in Battlefield 2042. But I want to have some sort of like skill shot rocket and not having a non-recoilless, only
active
rocket
radar
launcher.
RPG.
Yeah, something like that.
But then,
I mean, there will be plenty of rocket launchers.
Another concern I had with Sundance was you have the wingsuit, but will she be able to throw grenades from the wingsuit?
I don't think so. I think it's locked to use the wingsuit as it is. I don't see it being possible to be a mobile bomber from Battlefield 1 and just drop bombs on the ground. Because that's the idea that I get when you're trying to say that, but no, I don't see that possible. I think you activate the wingsuit and that's it. That's what you get. You get the animation, and then unless you get boots on the ground, then you can use your other abilities or weapons.
I mean, like you have the wing for using the wingsuit. You have to be in this position, right?
What if she's holding the grenades like this, and then no, I don't.
Well, what if you cancel the animation? Then you just throw your grenades mid-air and then you start flying again.
I hope the algorithms are right and you have a good physics that you crash into the ground and die. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, you can kind of do that
because if you look at the video that we had in the blog post, she actually does like a curve that goes like this and then it goes up again.
Then she goes up.
She basically goes down. She opens the wingsuit to like slow down the speed, and then she magically lands on the first platform or the first level of the building. So well timed, obviously. But she slowed herself down. I don't know like what you do if you activate the wingsuit exactly when you go completely down, and then I don't know what's gonna happen. I assume like you crash and you die.
I wonder how many times they tried that scene, man.
Yeah.
with 50 people in the building, retake.
It looked cool though. I have to say, it looked cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know like how it's gonna work if you use the wingsuit all the way as fast as possibly down. So
I mean, I think it should be like the parachuter. You deploy it and then you land. You
Yeah,
cannot
but a
do any.
wingsuit is different physics than a parachute. A parachute is slow and steady, and you know you could probably survive like a slightly faster parachute. flying.
You mean if you have fall damage, if you hit hard?
Yeah. Like
No, I
if
don't
you
think
use
so.
if you use the wingsuit full speed and you just go down, like not in the arch that you see in the video, what happens with like damage that you take?
Well, you still have a parachute.
Yeah.
You have both.
Unless they remove it and you have the wingsuit only.
Well, that doesn't make sense because that's not how wingsuits work. People with wingsuits still have parachutes. Otherwise, you just crash
like
into
that.
the ground and die.
Yeah, but we're talking about Battlefield, so maybe they delete the parachute and you only have the wingsuit.
I think when
Maybe the
you're
space bar
close-
is the wingsuit. You know.
No, I think when you're closer, when you get close to the ground, it will just do some sort of force animation
I also
drags
When we
you
saw it in the
out.
trailer,
and-
there was like
and
this
close.
roll animation.
Yeah.
Maybe it will roll. I guess it will be forced like behind the animation, bro. Like I don't think they will put some
I
kind
also
of
don't see
hard
them-
mechanics to that force people to actually think with their mind to do not die by fall damage.
Yeah, I also don't see them removing a base game mechanic from a operator
Yeah, that's
or
true.
from a specialist. Like, why would they remove it for him but not for someone else?
Because the wingsuit would be overpowered, maybe.
Yeah, could be. We'll see in 3 weeks, I guess.
I don't
But
think.
it's gonna be-
I don't think it's overpowered. The Mackay grappling hook is more overpowered.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
think
that's
about maps like Hourglass, where you have only verticality skyscrapers everywhere. Then you have like all the objectives on the ground, and Sundance can just go
Yeah.
up a tower and go everywhere on the map, just
I mean,
flank all the time. And imagine how annoying it must be to defend a flag. Okay, you just cleaned up that flag, killed everyone. It's clear, the sector is fine. And then just Sundance flanks you again from the air all the time.
And everybody spawns on her. Yeah.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of squad bombs with Sundance. Holy shit. I didn't even think about that.
Yep, for sure. And then another one is Angel. That's like a support type specialist. He has like the fast revive, and also when you revive a teammate, he gets to 100% HP. And then his active ability is the loadout crate, where you can swap loadouts, get ammo, and get armor. Yeah, I don't think this will be used a whole lot, in my opinion.
I think this will be one of the most played.
One of
Yes.
the most played.
Same. Because he's basically Falcon better. So he revives quicker than Falk, even in the trailer at least. He revives at full health with armor.
True.
And you also get supply drops. And that's a bit weird because I don't see the point of playing Falk anymore, especially after they removed her ability to revive people with a Zeret gun. And this guy's like a straight upgrade. And then you get supply drops that only he can call. I thought supply drops would be something that everyone can call, or maybe the squad leader, like in previous Battlefield games, like in Battlefield 5. That could have been a really nice feature. You acquire enough points after playing together with your squad, and then your squad leader calls in a supply drop, and you pick your loadout. That would have been nice, but no, it's tied to this character now.
I think the supply drop from that squad leader gives you more opportunities. I don't know exactly what, because the Angel supply drop, whatever you want to call it, is like you have your 4 major classes that you already selected previously, I guess, in the loadout screen in the main menu, and gives you like just 4 opportunity plus ammo refill. Okay,
Yeah.
but still, it is overpowered because you are so adaptable into the fight that if you are really good squad, let's say we 4 play all together, and we just steamroll everyone because it depends on the situation. We can just call a supply drop, refill ammo, change all the everything. I guess you can with the squad leader supply drop, you can change your gadgets as well. Like for example, the RPG and stuff like.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's
one by
possible
one.
with the Eagle one.
I
With the
don't
supply drop.
think so.
Because if it is possible, you're gonna have situations where, for example, there's a squad that plays together on a rooftop, and they have like some sort of problem with a helicopter or something that is trying to attack them from the side. They call in the supply drop. Everybody gets a stinger. Everybody shoots the chopper down, and they switch back to their different weapons. So then you're gonna have a problem with that, and it seems, I think, maybe a little bit overpowered.
I also fail to understand what's the point of the ammo box and the medical crate when you can just call in supply drops all the time and you get both and ammo refill and that's overall just quicker.
Because I think the supply drop takes a certain amount of seconds. Okay, so you call it, you launch the flare, it has to fall down, so it takes time.
How did it work in Battlefield 4 again? You could switch your entire class, right?
Yeah, you can just
only
switch
once?
the class.
Only once.
No.
You keep switching it.
You can keep
or was it
switching,
only
yes.
once? I don't know.
No. You can keep
I
switching.
mean, that's easy to fix. You add a cooldown. That's
yeah, or you can just like say you can only use it once and then that's it.
But
like
still, you get so much. It's for everyone in your squad.
Like in Warzone. I imagine where this idea came. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
I mean, but it makes sense. I guess if it's locked to only the squad, when let's say the drop disappears when at least everyone in the squad at least pick one change, change something. Okay, it changed and it disappears after all 4 of the squad just use that. I guess that's how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Good.
But I think now that you've I didn't read upon him yet because I didn't have the time, but now that you guys explained it, I definitely see him being used a lot. And I question where the other operators will fit in. Like you said, like Falcon, for example, who revives, and yeah, I don't know. I see it being very unbalanced, and I kind of want to know how they will address it. And then the final specialist that was announced, we've touched upon it a little bit. The Jisoo, the Korean, with the X-ray scanner and the damage. When you do damage to him, you're spotted. So yeah, let's touch upon it again and go into a bit more depth. I, for one, think the entire specialist is just broken. The damage thing could be okay, but the scanner that makes you see through walls and actually see the entire enemy, I think, is just completely broken and has no place in a video game.
Yeah, the fact that, like, if it was a ping on the minimap, like Losko mentioned, it would be fine. But the fact that it literally 3D scans all the players around you and shows you in real time, like, that's basically a cheat. But for a specialist that you can have.
No, it's really bad.
Yeah, it's
like it's not. It doesn't have place in a game like this.
Not at all. Overall, the entire balance between the specialists is all over the place. They just took a lot of things from Apex and thought, hey, that would be really cool if we put that into a Battlefield game. And hey, if they want to do this, that's fine. But have your own Battlefield take on this. Like, balance it in a Battlefield way. Make it like there needs to be more common sense. It shouldn't be this overpowered, like on every specialist. It's like, I don't see a point why I should ever pick Boris, the guy with the turret. Like, wow,
I like
plays a turret, and that's.
I liked him, but
yeah, he was
for the memes. But he is definitely not strong if you want to try and like win matches or anything. He was just fun to play with the turret, but yeah, the turret itself was.
You go like Boris with the repair tool and you cosplay Torbjorn in Battlefield.
Yeah, something like that.
True.
That's how you do it. By the way, in my opinion, they wanted to go for this specialist thing, like trying to copy all the new like gaming style that is right now with the like specialist heroes, legends, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
but they really lack of. I mean, they have a lot of imagination, I would say, but they have no experience. Like DICE itself, I don't know which studio designed this, the specialist, but DICE itself has zero experience to like regards this hero meta hero things. So I think at one point they committed so much into the specialist
that they couldn't go back.
They couldn't go back, and they said we have to do something because we cannot.
What I have a feeling for as well.
Yeah, there's also like no simple solution. There's no hotfix for specialists now.
No.
I just hope that at some point, like for example, if the specialists don't work out, that they actually have the honesty and decency to remove them from the game and just go back to the battlefield mechanics. But I just don't see them making that decision because they
No,
put too much resources in
Literally
it.
impossible. Literally
It's-
impossible because they're selling the skins for them. So
Exactly.
it's already
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
They will never-
They advertise the game in that way, so
they would lose
at
so
le-
much face when they did that. It would
Yeah,
be-
I know, but they're strifing away from the battlefield core meta.
Absolutely,
basically.
yes.
it's
Yeah.
not.
And-
It's
and-
not. So it's not really that they're losing face if they roll back. It's just because they can't legally do that, in my opinion, because they advertise the game in that way, and someone can just say,
But you-
"Bro,
you
I
can-
fucking
you can
bought the
keep
game
the
for
skins.
playing Torbjorn," you know.
Yeah, but theoretically you can keep the skins, but you can just
It's not for the skin; it's the gameplay side of.
oh, okay, like that, yeah. For example, you can have a Boris skin, but you're playing just the medic class or the
Yeah, I know.
assault class, or
I know what you mean.
yeah. Just keep the skins and then just deal with the traits of the specialist
Yeah.
itself.
That's something I thought about, but then you have to think about things like, for example, Falk. She has like this red gun, and it's also on her uniform on all skins. And they would have to completely rework that, like remove the red gun, give her defibs, and that would take a lot of work for every specialist.
What they can do is just to, like, this is like really speculation. I don't think it's gonna happen, but what they can do, and without being in a lot of troubles, would be let's go back to the medic support whatevs and just remove all the traits, the hero gadgets, put it
Yeah,
in a
but I
pool,
think that's
in a
gonna be
pool
possible with
of
Portal.
attachments. No, wait. No, you cannot do that on Portal. You cannot play, like, for example, the BF3 medic and having the fucking Torbjorn turret. Okay. No, I was saying that what they can do is to remove all the gadgets and everything from the specialist, so make the normal classes, and then have a pool of, I don't know, the threat pistol, the turret, everything, the drone available for, let's say, the classes. So, for example, the support can use the turret, can use the ammo box, you know. So detach from the specialist the actual traits, even the passives. Okay, so you will have like you can select yourself from a specialization, a fixed gadget, and then your like the RPG whatever gadget that is not currently locked into the specialist. That would need an insane working, in my opinion, because also, as Nico said, or Brekk1e, they have to rework the skins.
Yeah, I think we're just overthinking this.
But that would work, in my opinion.
The gist of it is we're all playing Portal.
Yeah.
No, that's for sure.
And then there's another factor, like, we're just talking about multiplayer now, but there's also Hazard Zone that they've announced. Like, imagine these specialists in Hazard Zone. Like, I can't, like, it's such a slow pace.
I mean, you have a free wall hack, so
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
don't. Another thing I was thinking about this Warlock. I mean, if it was like an ultimate. Sorry. Go.
Yeah, you have this one specialist with armor. You have Irish. Every single squad is gonna have Irish.
Yep.
You won't see any squad without. And if you play without, you're gonna lose 100%.
I can tell you the meta. Irish, that Angel guy.
Angel guy, yeah.
And Recon. I mean,
the Casper, the hacker, or the other one with the drone, maybe.
Because the Korean hacker or Casper.
The drone can be useful, and McKay.
McKay, exactly.
Yep.
That's
maybe sometimes you remove McKay and you put the wingsuit Korean, French guy.
Probably depends on the map or something like that. Yeah.
But Angel and Irish, in my opinion, would be the two 100% picks. I mean, if you play with like seriously, let's say, okay, if you just want to win.
Rest in peace, Boris.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I'm trying
unless
to figure
he puts
out
his
how
turret down and guarding data drives with his turret. That could be useful.
Why would you do that?
Just like AI.
I mean,
yeah, but what Lasco says, there's gonna be a meta with only a handful of the specialists, and some of them are just not gonna be used at all. or by people that want to try
Mhm.
things out, but they will fail anyway, and they will go back to the
Yep.
old meta.
I guess now that we're on the topic of Hazard Zone, I would like to know all of your opinion on it. There's obviously not much gameplay shown, there's not much info yet, but what we know, Nickel, I think you want to say something first.
Yeah, I don't want to be rude, but
Do it, please.
I'm pretty
Because
sure
I
it's
will.
gonna be it's gonna be that fairly soon. First of all, it's not free to play, which I can understand, because something nobody has touched upon is you get access to all specialists, all weapons, the vehicles in this game mode, and all maps. That's why it's not free to play after all. And yeah, I guess they want to add like value to the pack of Battlefield, so people buy it. And maybe after launch, after people bought the game and paid already, they will make it like free to play, or have some free to play weekends or something like that. But yeah, the game mode itself. Let's talk about the game mode itself. First issue, there's 2 winners. There's not 1 winner, but 2. Also, it's like only 24 or 32 players, depending on the
32.
platform you play.
Yeah.
It depends on the platform. And I just don't see the appeal. Like, you fight against AI, first of all. And then there's like real players preventing you from extracting. Now, what if I just don't play the objective, and I just camp at the extraction zones and kill the players that actually collected all the data drives? What if I just kill them and win the game then? And once you win the game, you get XP for the core experience, and you build up a streak, I believe, like a point
Yes.
streak, and you earn like black market coin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Dark.
So what? So what am I supposed to do?
And
with
that's
that?
it.
Dark
That's it.
market coin.
And okay, with that coin, you can with those coins, you can buy better weapons and so on. But there is no ranked. There's no ranked mode. There is no skill-based matchmaking. So new players will just get rolled by the players that are playing this game mode already for longer.
In my opinion, it will be like if there will be skill-based matchmaking. Like I'm pretty confident there will be skill-based matchmaking.
Or
at
some
least
ranked
in
mode.
a
Yeah, but they need like a leaderboard with ranks and unique rewards and so on. Maybe competitive, but who wants to play competitive against AI?
nah.
Yeah, exactly. The thing that Silk was on here like 2 weeks ago, I think, and we touched upon Hazard Zone. We didn't know what it was yet, but what he said was he sees them taking the concept that they have now, and when it fails, he sees them turning it around into a normal battle royale.
Yeah,
You
just
guys-
give me a normal BR.
Yeah.
I'm not even a BR fan, but
Exactly.
a BR is more fun. Like, you play against real players, you're more on the edge of your seat all the time. And I think it's also easier to pick up with.
Yep. And it
Yeah.
doesn't... Sure, you have campers in battle royales, but a battle royale is designed so you have to move constantly. Whereas with this game mode, you're just gonna, like you said, camp the extraction zone, kill the guys, pick up the drives, and then extract yourself. I think it's not gonna be fun to play either, and people will soon lose interest in it.
And the thing is, there will be rounds where nobody wins, because sometimes one dev mentioned that the map is that big that you will fail to extract because you don't make it in time. And since you need to extract to win, there will be definitely some teams or just squads of players griefing other players. They don't even want to win. They're not going to be first or something. They will just prevent other players from winning the game just for the sake of griefing. That's it. That's going to be a thing. That's going to happen.
I mean, yes, but the issue is another one, and it's bigger. Like the problem is that Other Zone is directly taken from from Tarkov and Ant Showdown. I never played Ant Showdown, so I cannot really compare to it because I never played. But as far as I know, it's an extraction, like loot and extract game mode like Tarkov. But I play a lot of Tarkov. Why is Tarkov so appealing? Okay, like
because it has like depth, a lot of depth. There's so
there
much.
is a fuck ton of that. Like you cannot really learn Tarkov 100%. Seriously, it's impossible. And
And
it's
that's
still,
the appeal. That's the interesting
and
part
it's
about
still
it.
and it's still like really in the beginning of development. But okay, aside that, you have Stash, you have currency, you have an insane customization in terms of guns and your loadout, you know, armors, helmets. There's a lot of depth. Okay, like the stash itself is what makes you addict to the game. The stash. It's
Yeah,
because
the
you
quests
have
as well.
the quest. Not really. I mean, yes.
No, but it is
no.
something that adds to the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's something else to make you feel more addicted, because meanwhile you're trying to accumulate as much as you can in terms of money and equipment. Also, you keep yourself entertained by trying to do the quests that are hard as fuck. Like that Tarkov quests are insanely hard. Okay, and this is there is this like stash and wanting to have more. Okay, that also the depth of the game. That's why Tarkov is so addicting. It's so good. That's why it is successful. Okay, what dies, in my opinion, after or EA was okay. I have the scene. Okay, what happened in the EA executive room? Okay, I know exactly what happened. It was around December 2019.
2017.
No, 2019. There was these Twitch drops with a scan from Tarkov. Okay,
Yeah.
everyone was watching Tarkov, like, because you know, if you play the game and Twitch is giving you free shit in the game that really brings you to accumulate as much as you can, everyone was like trying to watch the stream all the time, you know, because I want the drop, I want the fucking, I want a fully decked out M4, I want the Bitcoin. Okay, so Tarkov exploded. New people joined. A lot of new people joined Tarkov, and EA said, "Oh, look at this! This game mode is gonna get really big. It's the next BR thing." Okay, and they said, "Okay, well, you know what? Let's try it. Let's start to develop something like that in the new game." And they developed, and now it's not that popular anymore. But still, the fundamental of 2042 is not really suitable for that kind of gameplay. Okay, so you have a really shallow Tarkov experience, as I want to say, because as far as understood, the only thing that you get for winning the game is this winning streak, extraction streak, plus this dark market coin that I don't really know what they do. I mean, you can buy better equipment, but
I guess you lose those coins when you lose the game.
You fully lose them. If you fully lose
but
them,
who cares? Who cares? You're not losing your equipment. You still have all your guns and everything. Yes, you can buy less, but still,
I don't think so. I think if you lose, you're gonna reset, unless these dark market coins are stacking up.
Maybe.
And it's not gonna work because you don't have a stash. You don't have a. I mean, there will be customizations, okay? Because there is in the main game, the vanilla game, and there will be also in other zone. So you can do your gun, whatever. But in Tarkov, you can buy the parts, you know, like real time. Okay, I want this compensator. You go in the trader flea market, you choose, you spend your money, you get the attachment, and you put it, and you increase your gun. This is why Tarkov is really good. I mean, I think it will be not so popular because you would just lose interest after I don't know, 1 week of playing. You pretty much play the world experience, unless they are adding something. Okay, if they are adding something, like I don't think it will be a stash. But if there is some deep mechanics into it, maybe it can survive. But from what they've shown, there's really nothing that can keep people playing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Even more is not free to play.
But to be fair, we only saw like 3 seconds of gameplay.
Yeah, very
people just walking and shooting at nothing. So maybe they will surprise us. Maybe Hazard Zone is gonna be the next big thing. Who knows?
Yeah, I doubt it, but it could.
Same.
It would have been so nice if they did something else with it, but yeah.
In my opinion, they just try to emulate a popular game mode like that was popular 1 year ago, and they lost the train, let's say. And they're doing it in a really shallow way.
They've tried this. They've done the exact same in BF5 with Firestorm.
Yeah,
And I feel like this could be the next Firestorm.
Talking about Firestorm was not bad. Okay, the issue with Firestorm was the insane shit marketing with BF5. Like if you don't like it, don't buy it. And all the backlash. It was the marketing that killed the game. BF5 is not a great game. Okay, it's not, because it's not a good game. But if it would have had positive marketing,
I'm still not sure about that.
I think BF5 would have been pretty good. I mean, not in the gameplay style, but in terms of player base, player retention, and in that case, Firestorm. I think that Firestorm is just, first of all, because it was not free to play, and second, because of the bad marketing.
Yeah.
Maybe
you should also not forget that Firestorm didn't get enough updates fast enough to keep the game entertaining.
Bro, it died. No, but Firestorm died.
No,
because...
I know, but like a lot of people complained, for example, in the beginning of Firestorm, where you killed somebody, the entire stash of that person got looted out in a circle, and you had to loot. Everybody just wanted to have a loot box. If they would have changed it to a loot box, a lot of people would have stayed longer, but it just didn't go fast enough. And we also have the consoles that kind of like prevent the PC development to go faster, so it dies out because there's not enough fast.
I don't think that was the actual reason. That would have been some quality of life improvements after few updates. The issue is that they pretty much, after BF5 released, they saw the sales was really low, and they said, okay, we're not going to support Firestorm anymore because we have to focus on something else.
I mean, and let's be honest, like, why would anyone play Firestorm or Apex or PUBG or whatever else is out there? Like, Firestorm wasn't something innovative. There was nothing completely new about it. It was just a worse clone of the already existing Battle Royales.
Firestorm is missing the foundation of a good BR. You have a broken looting system.
Can I say something first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Firestorm introduced the armor system in a Battle Royale.
Did they?
Yes.
Did they?
The armor
I'm
plates.
not sure.
The armor plates. Yes, they did.
Well,
I don't know.
That's beside the point. Doesn't matter.
Firestorm was... Warzone stole the armor plate idea and animation from Firestorm.
I mean, that's good for them. It's still died.
People are saying Apex.
Right now.
Apex, the armor in general, but the armor plate, like the one
with armor plates. I mean, that makes sense for a military game, yeah. But yeah, looting was broken. Gunplay did not fit a BR. Like, it was not made for a BR game mode. So you had vanilla gunplay, which was designed for 100 HP targets with the recoil and spread and everything. And then you have 300 HP targets in Firestorm, and the gunplay just does not fit.
Oh yeah,
it's not satisfying to play like that. And you
I
don't have
remember
like ammo and so on. Vehicles have no place in a BR. Like, what did we get? Tanks, I believe. There were tanks that you could like fuel up.
Transport heli.
Transport heli was like okay,
or,
I guess.
or later, later phase, yeah.
Yeah, the first time, the day one of Firestorm, there was transport helicopters.
And I think at one point, even like Terex just said it in the chat, with TTK 0.5 or something like that, when they fucked up the gunplay, you needed, I think, 39 bullets with the Thompson on a target that had like 300 HP that was 75 meters away. 39 bullets.
Yeah.
Like your game is fundamentally not working, guys. Like, nobody's enjoying this.
I remember the FG42, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
it got only 21 bullets. And like you in really close range, you needed to reload before actually being able to kill the guy.
Yeah.
I remember that was in my opinion, it was because at one point it just decided to drop Firestorm. Okay, it was part of the marketing. They advertised it, so they released that. But in my opinion, even before the release, they said, okay, fuck that.
Yeah, and also like no respawn mechanic, as far as I know.
No respawn mechanic.
Warzone has that. Apex has that. No respawn. And overall, you have to think about this again. Battlefield games are hard to run. Like, we have insane PCs because we're like content creators or like competitive players. But the average guy that comes after work and plays a video game, he does not have a gaming rig that is like $3,000 or $4,000. And even if you make it free to play, almost the entire free to play audience is incapable of running your game.
In my opinion, Firestorm was the same as demanding as Apex Legends.
Not at all.
In my opinion, yes. Almost the same. Not the same, but it was slightly demanding, but not that much.
I mean, that's all part of the the past.
Yeah, of course. Sorry.
The question is like what Nickel said is very interesting with the gun mechanics. How will they have changed the guns for Hazard Zone? Will they have changed them? Will they have adjusted them to a bigger scale? Those
It
are all
looks like,
things.
I think, just from looking at the gunplay and playing, it looks like gunplay was made with console in mind already, because look at the super low recoil, and also you saw quite the damage drop off. So you have an assault rifle going from 4 bullets to 7 bullets at like very far ranges, sometimes 8. And if you use like an armor plate, you need like 9 bullets even. So people are like low-key prepared for Hazard Zone. And we also don't know how much HP we will have in Hazard Zone. Do we get 120 like in the core game, like 120 with 1 armor plate, or can we use like 3 or 4 armor plates, or 5 even? So that's something we need to keep in mind. But yeah, the gunplay should easily transfer over to Hazard Zone because of simply the very low recoil and almost no spread.
Yeah.
No, like in my opinion, it's exactly the same. Also, don't forget that the Hazard Zone maps, which are the vanilla maps, are scaled down. Okay, they are not the actual site.
True, that's something they mentioned. Yeah,
they are scaled down. So, my opinion is fine, and they will not change. We will even more because it would make no sense to change the gunplay just for a game mode. And also, right now, like on the beta at least, the recoil was different on like in between consoles and PC.
Yes,
Consoles has got way less recoil. It was like 40% less overall.
I believe it's like 25%, just like
25,
in BF5.
okay.
Oh.
Like, so I don't know. People were complaining a lot about no recoil in 2042, but in my opinion, it was the good amount.
Depends on the gun. The Vector had a fuck ton, just like in PUBG. Then you also had like the AK-24, literally double the recoil of the M5. Just the M5 was this laser beam that you didn't have to do anything with it. You just point and click.
I mean, it's a starter rifle, man. I think they made it easier on the beta just for having everyone a fair chance to get kills. Maybe they will. Bro, like you know what is going on BF5. That someone is saying that I kind of believe it, that if you make a new BF5 account, you will have more damage and more HP.
That happened in Battlefield 1 for real. That's
and also on BF5 right now it's happening, as far as I know. So I will not really be surprised if on the beta the M5 was actually buffed, so less recoil, just because it was the starter gun, to have like everyone a fair chance to actually enjoy the game, and maybe like nerf it, so increase the recoil after the release, or maybe just leave it like that.
That's something they always do. But if you want to have a easy starter gun, give me an assault rifle with like 600 RPM and then give it low recoil like in the other games. Not this rate of fire. Like we had like 75 or 750 or something like that.
In my opinion, they will just nerf it at one point.
Yeah. But yeah, I see a lot of people in chat like going crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, in Battlefield 1 there was actually a bug. They called it a bug. Where new players with like game time accounts or something like that did double the damage. Now, I just fail to see how that even happens. Like, how does that even happen? Like, what did you do in the code that this happens, like, in particular, that you literally do double damage with a new account?
Makes no sense.
Shady as fuck.
Yeah.
No, like on BF5, I've seen videos that the new accounts actually have less receiving damage.
But then what Sandy said
damage
is very interesting, and I wanted to touch upon it as well. Like, we've gotten this blog post with a lot of updates, but one thing that we haven't seen anything about is the vehicles. They have not spoken about it. They have said nothing about it. Like, they are so atrociously bad. and they're just ignoring it. They're not addressing it. No communication at all.
This is
Don't get me started.
yeah. Don't get Losko started. But even I, like everyone knows me, like I'm an infantry only player. I
Same.
feel really bad for you guys. Like,
I mean, you don't have to feel bad because they're fucking easy as fuck. I mean,
yeah.
it's
but,
just that
like,
not fun, but you can farm easy as like.
It's also not fun on the receiving end when somebody that has never played a Battlefield game gets into a scout heli and just kills 10 people with pots.
I mean, for them it's fun. Trust me.
Oh, look at me, mom! I got
For 15 minutes, and then they never come back because they realized they mastered everything within one play session.
I mean, in the beta, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about vehicles anymore. I'm just playing infantry, and that's what I enjoy now. And I think that's going to be the entirety of 2042, unless they do like a huge change to the vehicles. It just doesn't interest me at all. I played them; they were easy, and I don't feel like I want to get good at them or like I don't feel I don't feel that same urge with BF4 where you want to like grind the game and get good at the vehicles. And
Exactly, there's no mystery behind them anymore. There's like back then you like when you were a casual player, when I got into Battlefield, when you saw like players like Losko and so on, it was like inspiring, like because if you get into a heli or a jet for the first time, you crash or you're like, whoa, this is really hard. You need to actually fly this thing. Now you just get in and you move your mouse a little bit. That's it.
Okay. I wanna say something in defense of Dice, and yes, I'm doing it. Okay. In my opinion, on the beta, there was the flight assist enabled, like forced on.
Yeah.
At least on helicopters. This is just my opinions. Okay. This is what I think because I've been thinking about it and makes no sense for the handling that they've got right now. Because I've seen this flight assist left shift keybind on the tutorial sheet on the left, and I was like, why would you do an assisted flight in already so easy vehicle that pretty much stabilize itself alone, you know? And if you are really low to the ground, it doesn't really allow you to crash. You know what I mean?
And we still crashed. There were so many moments where I get into the transport heli. There's like 5-6 seats. And like 10 seconds later, we still hit the ground with the pilot. Like, there's no point in having mechanics that shallow because you still need to invest a little bit of time into flying. It's not going to prevent people from crashing into the ground.
I mean, it's logical, bro. It's not. Yeah, okay, but okay. Well, I want to talk about this flight assist. In my opinion, that the physics were scuffed a little bit, but in my opinion, that this flight assist is forced on because it doesn't make sense that they handle like that. I mean, if you press assisted flight, what happens? It just flies around alone. I don't know.
I didn't try.
It wasn't for some. It definitely is something when you pressed it, bro. I've tried. I fucking all the shift. Nothing was happening. I tried to dip, to get eye and press shift, aim. Nothing was happening.
Yeah, I just find it very concerning that they haven't even spoken about it in their blog post.
There was not one sentence about
there was not one
That's
sentence.
That's actually insane. Like jets are fundamentally, they don't function. Like
They don't.
It's just like art decoration, like in the background, trying to make the battlefield more immersive.
Okay, another theory that I have. Okay, Iba is saying that is not true, but okay, maybe it's also right. Maybe I was just too mad that I was trying to what else. But another theory that I have for the flying mechanics is since you know that they've branched the build for the beta. And you know, with the Frostbite engine, you can do a lot with a new version of it. You can do. I mean, I've also been talking with the DICE developer few years ago, well, not few, like 2 years ago, about this. And apparently, the Frostbite engine now you can pretty much change almost everything when the build is almost pretty much ready. You can change almost everything in a really short amount of time. Okay, so I guess maybe. It's like the BF4 CTE. For example, in BF4 CTE, you had another flight mechanics for the jet at one point. It was completely different from the vanilla game. So maybe the one we got in the beta was another mechanics that they just, they fucking press enable and disable, I don't know.
That's
They're
another
just switching
opium.
up. Maybe, yeah, maybe it's
Opium and
auto-copium.
copium.
But it could make sense. It could make sense
Yeah.
if you think about it. I hope so. Because it's just stupid. I cannot get around it. Why?
And then something else that I saw was the spotting menu that they added. They showcased it in the blog post with the video. Like Brekk1e, what do you think about it? Have you seen it? The spotting?
You mean the common rows?
Yeah, like the menu you can open and then you can.
Yeah, the one that basically if you press Q and hold it, you can like request stuff or
Yeah.
something.
No, it's wait. What is it?
It's a common rows.
Is it? Yeah, it's a
common
Comoros.
rows,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a name.
Well, if I look at the video that they have, it basically takes up more than half of your screen. I think that's way too big. I just like it very small, simple, fast queuing, asking stuff or like putting orders down. I think this is a bit too big for what they're trying to do. Maybe it's just to like make it clear for like absolutely new players, which I understand from the point to try and take in as much people as possible. But I think for the veterans, this is going to be way too big and way too clutchy.
That's the thing. It doesn't help new players at all, in my opinion, because it's just this is another case of graphic design is my passion at DICE. I don't know what they were thinking, but it's way too blocky. It's big, and there's like 2 layers. You can like switch between your comma rows. There's like, it's not clean at all. Okay, so you don't see what's going on in front of you. I don't think many people will use things like I need backup, I need a spot, and so on. Like, who needs that in a Battlefield game? All I need is maybe thank you and I need ammo, need help, or something like that's it. Yeah. Way too much, cluttered, and it's also really hard to read with this cyan color or like a teal.
Yeah,
it's whoa.
Yeah, I think they are really switching from, I don't know, bro. Like I have the feeling they are going too much into this narration, steps into the gameplay. They do all these all these play tests. Okay, we try a situation where we push the alpha objective. My teammates are shot 3 people, 1 is down, so he gets revived. And now we have to see each other in this forest that we need to understand where to go. We have our compass in the bottom. So my friend maybe needs some ammo. So I can press my common rows and say, bro, do you need some ammo? And he will kindly reply, yes, pressing F1 as a shortcut.
And the game is lost by then.
And then we all call together a vehicle extractor. So I pull out my iPad. Oh, I don't have enough points for calling in a vehicle. So I press the common road and ask my friend, do you have any point for a vehicle? And he will say, yes, let me check. And all together as friends, we go pushing the next objective. They are fucking like pages of scripts saying, oh yeah, this is how it plays out. We do our playtests, and they're like, oh guys, we are in the playtest, but you have to do what I want, what I'm saying. Okay, don't play as you want to play. Do this, the script, read, do it, and then they balance the game like according to what they actually test. You know what I mean? Which is all scripted, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Then I saw someone in the chat asking about how we see the competitive scene of Battlefield.
Oof.
That's a very interesting topic. I think we've all, like me, Losco, Nickel, I think you, Brekk1e, you have some experience as well.
Repeat, sorry.
Battlefield 3 mostly.
Battlefield 3, yeah. But then we all have some kind of experience, so I'm interested to know about your vision on or what you think competitive in the next game will look like.
Competitive, okay.
Yeah.
88 is over for now.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
With
I did.
vehicles.
Give me a second. I need a perfect thing. One second.
I think the only way to make Battlefield competitive would be Portal.
I mean, that's a given, yeah.
Where the actual people that want to make Battlefield like competitive, and we're talking about the player base, I don't think they have competitive in their mind even, because they kind of like let that idea go completely, because they're just trying to focus as making a biggest player base as possible, just to drive in as much money. From their standpoint. But I think the people that want still Battlefield competitive, for the people that haven't let it go, I think Portal is the only way to do it, and just build it from there, where you customize your own settings, you customize your weapons, you fully customize it to a competitive experience, and just basically making a pro mod for Battlefield 2042. I think that's the only possible way to make it work, because we haven't seen small scaled maps in the regular main version of Battlefield 2042. We don't have like a small, medium, large versions of the map, even though in Battlefield 4 was like even still fake, because small was the same as large. But I think the only way it could be possible is going to be Portal, if it's going to be possible.
Yeah, he said it already. Portal is the only way, and for now, 8v8 has no future with vehicles this dumped down. So it's definitely going to be 4v4 or 5v5 infantry only. We need a spectator mode. We have no spectator mode at launch. That's a big problem for bigger streams, for a bigger scene.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
maybe on Portal will be available.
Well, again, Hopium and Copium. Like you're not gonna get it for quite a while,
exactly.
if at all. Looks like we will have to stream like our own gameplay, and then the casters have to work with it.
Exactly.
And when it comes to game mode, I believe. Well, 4v4 or 5v5, infantry, maybe something like squad rush or squad frontlines is going to be the way. We saw in the past that domination is fun to play, but not good for the audience to watch. And I don't even know what game modes we get. What do we get in the vanilla game? We get Breakthrough, we get Conquest, or what? Like this fake Conquest?
Yeah. That's it for now.
No. They said in Portal we get Rush. So
in Portal.
I think we can use Rush as a platform to do something, and maybe Frontlines.
But, Rush is fun, man. I never understood why we never tried to do a Rush Cup or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, I think Rush is
really good.
Rush is the perfect mode for competitive, in my opinion.
It's more linear, and also in the spectating standpoint makes more sense.
Yeah, I actually spent a lot of time rewatching like Battlefield 3 competitive, and it was squad rush with just like 4v4, 1 MCOM, and the attacking team gets like 20 tickets. And when you watch the player POV, like when they push up, smoke, and try different strats, it's actually entertaining to watch, and it's easy to follow because everyone knows how to play Rush. Rush is such a simple game mode.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the thing that I like you guys doing as well is stop thinking within the boundaries of what we know, like 8v8, 5v5. We have to like think bigger, think different. Like obviously it was fun to play, but the concept doesn't work. Like for a viewer standpoint, it just doesn't. So you have to find something that's both entertaining to play, but also entertaining to watch. Because without people watching, then what is the point of competitive, right?
I mean, 8v8 could have been. I mean, I'm first of all, I'm gonna say what I think about what's gonna happen, okay? And I think it would be hard, if not impossible, to build a solid competitive environment, at least for the first year. We can try to do Portal, like Nico said. We develop our game mode, and we do like fun stuff, and you can cast by like the streamer having 5-10 tabs, Twitch tabs, whatever, or even OBS Ninja like we're using, and like changing the perspectives. And I think vehicles have no place, at least in the current state, like zero. Like nothing.
Actually, zero.
It's not
even for transport. Like, look at the cars. You drive like a few meters and just flip over all the time.
No, it's not suitable at all. I mean, cars flipping, it doesn't really matter because you can get used to the driving. But like also a transport helicopter, I mean, like the thing flies faster than the jet.
Yeah, so, better dogfighter.
By the way, I think what will work. First of all, we will have, as far as understood, in Portal you can scale down the maps. There will be some fixed preset, at least at the beginning of Portal. Like I don't know if it's 3 sectors that you can play around and choose the one you want. I believe in Portal you will have also the feature in the future that you can select your boundaries. I'm not very sure about that, but I heard something few weeks ago that it is a possibility. I'm not saying this is gonna happen. So definitely, if the tool will be kind of structured, and if there will be like an easy mode of the Portal tool and a really hard one, and if you get a really good, let's say, developer that can work around it and make a really interesting experience, competitive as definitely have a future. Okay, but as long as we don't have the spectator mode and a unique and how can I say that? Like everyone has to agree. All the leagues, all the not leagues.
Yeah, we need one unified rule that everyone
unified.
plays.
Exactly.
We need
sorry,
one
unified.
authority saying, "Hey, this is competitive Battlefield, and everything else is just like fan made or not official."
That's what I was gonna say as well. The core where competitive starts with 2042 is, first of all the big organizers coming together and agreeing to work together on one mode that we will use. Another thing is, we shouldn't limit ourselves at the start of the game. We should just go with the craziest ideas and just test them all. Just keep testing them until we find something that everyone enjoys and it just clicks with everyone.
But one more thing that's really important. There are 2 ways this can end. The first way, that is the most likely, is that we will keep doing the same thing that we've done since BF3, not counting squad obliteration, which is just playing, casual, not casual, but like community organized events and stuff. And we will go with it like for years, whatevs. The second, that is the most impossible, that I mean, it's possible, but it's really unlikely. It's that DICE at one point said, okay, we want a game mode for competitive. Let's see what you have created,
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yep.
So let's see what you created. So they pick the most upvoted, I don't know, via forums or.
And they mediatize it as well.
Of course, like, this is the most obvious thing they have to do. And
at
one point, when they take it, they actually develop and make it official, and they smooth it up. Hopefully, working with people that are competent, and not with someone that gets hired as a competitive producer and doesn't even know shit about what is competitive, and and make it work. I'm not saying that it will be a tier 1 esports, okay, but at least something official that you can work with and start to grow a base for the upcoming years.
And I think what Volt said as well, like, you won't get everyone to agree on a certain mode, then I'm sorry, but the orgs that don't agree with or don't want to work on the mode, they should just be left out. And like, if you're not willing to work on one unified mode, then you shouldn't be included in the fun. I think surely there will be different modes coming and like BF3 style events or BF4 or whatever, but I think there should be one main focus, which everyone knows, and which, like, no matter if you watch on Enter, on Level, on ESB, it's always the same stuff that you see, like the same format, of course with different teams and different regions, but it shouldn't be too different from each other, I think.
I mean, this thing about the not unified game mode is not an issue anymore, because if they don't change the vehicles, there will not be plenty of different game mode. Okay, okay, like I believe that the one that will work will be either domination 5v5, rush 5v5 or 6v6, and that's it.
Well, here's already the first issue. There is no domination in the game.
I mean,
There's no domination.
If you create a domination game mode via Portal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully we can do that.
If
Like,
that's possible.
they were still not as clear as I would like.
As at the release, there will be no possibilities of like creates capture point,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty confident that at one point, if Portal works out and people starts to create good stuff and they optimize it in a better way, you will pretty much be free to do whatever you want except adding new assets to the game. It will be like a sort of Venice Unleashed, but the official way.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll ever have a map editor. Okay, I think you can just like place the boundaries in a certain limit. They give you, okay, I give you these layouts. You know,
Yeah.
there will be a lot of layouts in the map, and you choose.
What would be nice to see is just give us the map and let us decide the area that's played in and where the flags are placed.
It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do that because you put the red boundaries, you know, but depends. If they want to keep it like in a amateur way, they can do that. But still, if someone joins a map, a Portal server, okay, that doesn't understand what's going on, it thinks that this is the official DICE experience, and you have a map that is small, like Ziba Tower in Orbital, you know, and the boundaries are completely makes no sense. It was saying, what is this shit, you know? And I don't think they will ever give you the opportunity to completely customize the boundaries. I guess they will have some sort of layers that you can choose. Like the north side, you can have these layers. The east, this one, you know, and then they give you also presets for flags, and you can like add those presets.
Yeah, that's a lot of wishful thinking though. Like we're really thinking far ahead already.
Yeah, exactly.
I think DICE has like their eyes on the core game right now.
And
of course it's not.
It's looking really rough, and they should definitely focus on the casual experience first. Competitive, it's on us. It's literally on us for now.
Yeah.
For maybe a year, maybe two.
Maybe forever.
We shouldn't expect any help anytime soon, honestly.
I'm not expecting anything. I just want to have a tool with Portal that kind of gives you the freedom of trying to do your stuff. And I believe that the spectator will be available on Portal even before the normal game. Because if you want to do like cinematic stuff, all in Battlefield videos, they need spectator mode.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's not gonna be there at launch at all. And we also know the guy who made the spectator for the previous games left.
Oh,
so that's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah,
maybe that's why.
But yeah, I'm gonna be right back.
Also, one thing that didn't really work out with at V8, in my opinion, or 5v5 competitive in general, it's that the spectator mode runs 10 Hz.
Yeah, I just think 8v8, it was fun to play, but if you don't know anything about 8v8, it is not fun to watch. It's only fun to watch if you're part of the community, if you've ever played it before, if you know the people playing. But for an outsider coming in, there's no fun. It's no fun to watch it. It's not intense enough. There's not much enough going on.
I mean, true. I'm not disagreeing, but the issue is for making. Okay, I said this multiple times, but I will repeat again. For making a suitable and successful competitive, I'm not saying esports, but competitive. I mean, competitive is inside esports, okay? Yeah. But esports is not inside competitive.
No.
So for making a good competitive game mode, what you have to do is to make the mode the same as the majority of the public plays.
Exactly.
Every day. CS:GO, you have matchmaking, like the ranked. Let's not talk about ranked, but the 80% of the people that play CS:GO, where it is the esports mode.
Yep.
Okay. Even if you play the light version, which is 10v10, it's the same. So you understand the rules. League of Legends, of course, is that in ARAM.
Yeah. And in Battlefield, it's not.
Rainbow Six Siege, Rocket League, Valorant is the clone of CS:GO.
Does actually, I don't know, but Call of Duty, do they allow all weapons, or do they also have a specific set of rules?
No, I guess they allow all weapons. I'm not sure, but
I think they balance it out with buying. So if
Call of Duty, there is buying. What?
No. In CS:GO.
I mean, also in the light version of CS:GO, you have to buy.
What you say, Losco, is true. Like, if you want competitive to succeed on a level that people watch it and it grows, we have to let the core Battlefield experience also be the competitive experience. Even
It
though
must
that will
be.
Must
Yeah.
be.
It must be. There is no way it can become popular by splitting up the player base and you play something completely different. That's why at V8 had a chance. Okay, I'm not saying that this was suitable because it's different, because it was a community-based game mode, because Conquest Ball was made for 16 versus 16. The length, the size of the maps were made for 16 versus 16. You scale it down to 8v8, for example. On Dawnbreaker, you have five flags. We banned E on Parcel Storm, we banned E on Goldmood. You understand, okay? But in my opinion, if they gave more tools, or even the DICE themselves actually said, you know what, together, I'm not saying that 5v5 should not be a thing, because 5v5 squad obliteration was a good idea. But I say, okay, together with 5v5 squad obliterate, what if we take some resources and try to optimize this Conquest Mall game mode and try to make it, more balanced, they never done that. In my opinion, if they invested some time and resources into trying to make it like a competitive game mode, it would have worked. I mean, it's not only my opinion. Sorry, I'm pretty confident it would have been way better. Not a tier 1, not tier 2, maybe tier 3 esports mode. Okay, if they actually took the resources and tried to improve 8v8 Conquest mode.
Yep.
Also, squad obliteration didn't work out that well. I mean, we have been the 250,000 ESL founding from EA for the squad obliteration. Okay, but what was the problem? It's that squad obliteration was a small game mode inside a game that the main one was Conquest and Rush. Okay, that's why it didn't really took off, because people that were watching it were like, okay, what am I watching?
Yeah, they were just that's what I think is a big mistake. They were trying to copy other games with a 5v5 mode, even though it is fun to play. Like, I've played it myself as well. It's fun, but it is not what Battlefield is, right? It doesn't define Battlefield. And I think the competitive mode should be something that defines the franchise and the game.
Exactly. That's why 8v8 would have been a better fit than 5v5. Just because it fits better the franchise, okay? Not because it's...
Oh, Nickel, his mic doesn't
Nickel is... technical issues. You know what I mean? It's just because it defines what is Battlefield.
Yeah, true. I think we've covered competitive pretty much, unless Nickel wants to add something when he's when he's back. Let's see what else there was in the...
Well, I want to answer to Paddy. I've read your message that Dota and League of Legends and CSGO were a mod of because CSGO came from Half-Life. It was a mod of, and Dota was a mod of Warcraft, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So I agree with you, but this was 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Like, it's not working like that anymore. You will say Battle Royale is a mod from Arma 3, okay? Yes, okay, but this is an API. It is like Battlefield and we are in 2021 where esports is already a multi-billionaire industry, and they want to invest in something that is already built. Okay, it's already we know that it's successful. Yeah, Battle Royale came from Arma 2 game mode. Yeah, the Brandon Green.
Wait, Nickel, can you say something?
Player unknown.
No, Nickel is still muted.
I can hear him.
You can hear him?
I can hear him, yeah.
Okay, wait, I'll add him to the... Wait, maybe... Do I have him muted somewhere?
Maybe you muted me.
No, I can hear you.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
that's weird.
Finally.
Also, Ib is saying something that I was saying earlier. If the spectator mode in Battlefield was not that desynced, because they just never took the efforts of improving the tick rate of the spectator mode, because the spectator mode runs at 10 Hz or even less. and that's why it's so glittery and stuttering and stuff. Because the refresh rate of the information the spectator is really distinct. It's not refreshing that fast. It would have been way better, in my opinion, for the competitive.
I don't know, Nickel, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I missed a few minutes. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys were talking about. Sorry.
Basically,
Talking
we were
about
talking-
go ahead.
Basically, we were talking about that for Battlefield competitive to succeed, it needs to be as close to or exactly as the core Battlefield experience. We shouldn't like add too many rules or whatever, because then it makes it less accessible to the broad public to play and to watch.
And that's what I wanted to say. Like 8v8 is the perfect opportunity, but since they fucked up the vehicles, it's not a choice anymore.
Exactly.
Like,
It's not gonna work.
8v8 is the real Battlefield on a smaller scale. You have infantry, you have vehicles, and you can like watch pro players play 8v8, and you can apply as a casual player. You immediately understand Conquest because Conquest is that simple, and you can immediately apply their gameplay to your own by just watching them. Squad obliteration. Nobody knows what it is. Like 1% of the community know that this even exists in the first place. And also, like, okay, 8v8 is obviously there's a lot going on.
Okay, we're talking about 8v8 in terms of a game mode that suits both infantry and vehicle play.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
It doesn't have to be
easy
8v8.
to follow and easy to watch, and that's an issue because there's so much going on. And I think this is the point where like DICE has to work with the community or with like competitive players. I think there's a lot of potential. There's a lot that can be done to make this more accessible, easier to watch, and overall, there's just a million quality of life features I could imagine that could be implemented that could make the viewer experience that much more fun. But yeah, right now that's not on the table. We can forget about it for this game, at least.
I mean, we don't know. They can just at some point say, okay, these vehicles are actually too overpowered and too easy to use. We just re-roll. Because this game, don't forget that has a lifespan of 3 years with live service. They announced. So they have to keep the game balanced and fun to play.
Officially,
So-
it's, I believe, 1 year of live service. And maybe 2, because the next game is releasing in 2 years already.
It is more than 1 year. I believe they say that they will go ahead.
I mean,
with...
it's the same like for Battlefield 5. If it fails, they're just gonna kill it.
Okay, that's another pair of ends, but we don't have to be that pessimistic.
Well, they have to get that far first.
Yeah, exactly. Then I saw they also addressed the performance. I don't know if there was anything worthwhile in there.
Performance. They will optimize the game. I mean, it will not run like BF4, but it will run fine, I guess, at one point. But pretty soon, I would say. We'll say pretty soon.
I am more worried about mouse input and all those sensitivity options.
Yeah.
I think it will be fixed pretty soon as well.
Yes, some of that, at least. There's some other stuff that they didn't respond to. And for example, in the beta, there was a multiplier for your ADS sense. It was at like 115. That's something we discovered much later. And there is no official statement to this. So as of now, there is a possibility that at launch, everyone is going to have fucked up ADS sensitivities by default. That's a problem with like millions of players downloading the game and having a prof save that is just wrong. With
Bro,
multipliers.
out of these 10 million, listen, out of these 10 million of people that will download the game, day one, millions of people. You know how many will actually notice that?
Yeah.
The 0.001% and not even.
No. It was quite apparent in the beta, I think. Even the console community noticed that there was something off.
Okay, but if they fix the most obvious one and you have some values that are not correctly displayed, then it's not that easy to understand and to. I mean, also if you see someone that notices it, I mean. As we know, like Twitter and Reddit are like not even the 5% of the player base.
But
People
that doesn't matter. Like it's just unacceptable that a AAA shooter in 2021 launched this with broken mouse input and console input.
That's true.
That's a new low. That's something we didn't have in the Battlefield franchise before.
In
And
any
I hope they
franchise,
fixed that. I
think.
hope they got that sorted out.
I think Drunksy confirmed that. I think Paddy said it as well, that they fixed it. But the thing that I wonder is, who play tested that? Like, how clueless do you have to be to not notice a simple issue like that? Like, the moment I touched the game, I realized it was there. I think it was the same for everyone.
Yeah.
I think it was a bug that came out after they done some UI changes, and like the not UI, the UX change, and they branched the beta build in a state where that issue was not solved yet.
But
So
you
they
wanna tell me
say
they play tested those older builds with mouse acceleration all the time.
yes. I mean, maybe it came up like 1 or 2 days before they branched the build, and they say, okay, it's too late. We already decided to do that. So yeah, whatevs, it will stay there. It was too late. I think it's like it was a new bug a few days before they actually released the beta build. They accepted it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, Drunksy would have noticed that. I mean, he noticed immediately. So I think it's more deep than that.
Mm-hmm.
So there must be some reason that it was not easy to fix before the beta release.
I think then a last thing that I have that I want to talk about, I don't know if there's more from you guys, was the map that we've seen, the big map. What do you guys think of it?
Did you read the text below it or above
No, I
it?
haven't
There's
read it.
some really
Well,
interesting stuff. It's not
well,
gonna
a
be
bit-
there at launch most likely, because it causes crashing issues when you
Oh,
bring up the big
no.
map.
The map.
Press M for the big map.
Oh, you know
Oh,
why?
yeah.
You know why? You know why? Because they fucking went deep and fucking put a live map in the fucking map.
Just give me a satellite image from above with
In
a few
my,
lines.
in,
and
in my
icons.
opinion, it's a
That's it.
live map. I'm pretty confident it is a live map, and every time you press M, you deep fucking 50 FPS.
Press M to crash your game. There we
Yeah,
go. New
exactly.
shortcut.
It's true.
It's a shortcut. Instead of Alt F4, you press M.
Yeah, you press M. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? A subject that we haven't touched upon? Something that is on your mind?
Well, to be fair, I think we all could talk for like 10 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I already did with like Julian.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's hope Portal is functional
Yep.
and that we can escape and play our true only Battlefield experience.
I mean, I'm really curious to see how the Bad Company 2 and 1942 maps will play out with the new
El
asset.
Alamein, just
Yeah.
a desert with no cover.
I
That's gonna be fun.
I'm generally curious to know if they say that there will be a BF3 and Bad Company 2 and the 1942 settings in terms of movements and how the soldier handles like the movement settings and gunplay.
I think you can like turn off stuff like sliding and
Yeah, you can.
AD strafing.
You can. As far as I understood, they kind of copy paste the mechanics from the older Battlefields. I mean, not really copy paste, but they adapted them, to the new engine.
Yeah, they're trying to emulate.
emulate.
games.
Exactly. So I'm really curious to see also the vehicles. Like, will the BF3 vehicles like?
Imagine if
BF3?
they just ported BF3 physics over.
Bro, if they do that, and I see that, the first thing I will do is like fucking write to Discord DM. Why the fuck don't you just fucking copy paste this to the fucking main game? What the fuck? if they will emulate the physics from BF3, you know?
I don't know if they
I
will
mean,
though. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but it won't work. It
Yeah.
won't work anyway.
No.
It's a new
Also, the
engine.
TV, bro. If there will be no TV in 2042, you will realize how poorly designed the vehicles are. I mean, this is the first thing you have to put in a Battlefield game, man, with helicopters.
Yeah, the question is, are they capable of coding a TV or even a
Mhm.
tow missile? There's so much going on
That-
behind the scenes when that plays out.
There are toes. I mean, the temporal guy said that it was in the. I mean, it's a data mined, whatever, pinch of salt, all this bullshit. But I mean, it is in the code that is part of the gadgets. So I don't know how it will handle. Maybe it will be like Like, it's like
maybe you get like a TV bug and the entire server crashes. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I would
That could
not
be
doubt that. I imagine myself like going in there is no Viper in the portal trailer. There is no Viper. It was an Apache taking off on the Caspian border, US side. Anyway, like I imagine myself like taking off my gun and shoot the TV bug. The first thing. Imagine that.
Yeah. There will be stuff like that in the game for sure. All right, I think if there's nothing else you guys want to talk about, we can end it here.
Well, I don't know. I can talk for.
Yeah, we cannot talk for hours for sure.
I can start being really toxic and get unfollowed on Twitter by Battlefield. Like, we are in a. We're getting really close, man. And I will fucking post that immediately, and I will pop. Like, I made it finally. I got unfollowed finally.
Right.
I just hope that the game, when it launches, that it's gonna be playable in a way that you don't have to like wait 5 hours to get to a stable server and just play. That you will be able to like firsthand when it comes out to just try and test out the game, and we'll see it from there.
Exactly.
At least infantry looks alright. That's a positive.
We haven't talked about it, but I think it's fine. It's good. There's not much to talk about.
Movement is
good.
Almost excellent. It's gonna be excellent at launch. That's something I can say. And then gunplay is mediocre. It's really, at least it works.
It's there to work.
It's not BF5, It's not BF5 gunplay where you have like random recoil and your gun is decoupling from the center of your screen and all that crap. It works.
Yep, it does.
I mean, so in my opinion, the game will be successful only if the launch will be smooth and the first month will have no big issues. And also regarding the we haven't talked about this, but regarding the gunplay and movements, there is a big 200 EQ like move from EA and DICE. I mean, this has been said by a lot of people already, but I want to say it again that they are really trying to appeal to the COD and Apex Legends player base.
They want to steal the gamers.
And we are not going to change that kind of experience. Also, it's 2021 gaming, okay? And this is a casual game.
All the casual games have evolved, and sliding is going to be in your game, text print is going to be in your game. There's no point in not having it. And I think they found a really good balance. Yes, there were a lot of issues in the beta because it was like an older build, and a lot of that has been like addressed, like the bunny hopping across the map. When you slide into cover, you like bounce off walls and so on. All of that has been addressed and fixed already, so that's fine. And it's not as extreme as an Apex or Modern Warfare. That's something I read on Reddit all the time. Like, people cry about sliding everywhere. No, there's like a 5-second cooldown. You cannot slide hills up or something like that. Slide canceling is like possible once. Jump shotting is not anywhere as strong as in previous games and so on. So I think we are movement-wise in a good spot, and that's like one of the strongest points of the game.
Movement is really good, really fast, because you have to understand that the maps are insanely big, okay?
Yeah.
And
too big.
I mean, you have to balance it also in the vehicle gameplay. Like, helicopters are fast as fuck, okay? Also tanks are really fast. Tanks are fast. Like, the quads are fast. Why would you have a soldier that it's stuck on the ground? It makes zero gameplay design sense, okay? That's why also I believe the vehicles are so dumbed down. I hope, like, talking about vehicles, I hope they understand that this is not going to work in the long run, because right now it's us, like, experienced players that jump in the vehicle and go 140 to 0, okay? But when even the casual player starts realizing that after few hours of understanding how to move around with an helicopter, or right now with an helicopter because the jet is useless, like, they will jump in and it will be a clusterfuck. Like, it should be insane. It should be every round you will have a guy in the alley that goes 200-0, no, but it goes in a really big kill streak.
Yeah, that's something I touched upon in a different podcast. In Battlefield 4, the vehicles were balanced around the top 1%, and then one common argument is always, hey, it's a casual game, it has to be accessible, everyone should be able to pick them up. And this is where we have to say no, because vehicles are a limited asset on the battlefield. There's very few vehicles, and there's very few players in the franchise that actually pick vehicles. The absolute majority, 90%, 95% or even higher, only play infantry their entire life, during the entire life cycle of a game. So it doesn't make sense to make vehicles that strong. And then there's the next issue. If you balance them around casuals, or like even the bottom, when you look at scout helis, attack helis, that causes issues on the other spectrum, where top players don't go like 100-0, but 200-0, 300-0. And remember, the beta we had like we had default loadouts. No TV missile, no tow, no thermal, no. There's gonna be a lot of
Add
other
that
stuff
to the game, and
people will figure out how to abuse all of that. And with flight models this fast and overpowered and like casual, it's gonna be really ugly on the receiving end, especially when like normal players just get into the heli, no experience, and they still farm a server. It's not gonna be fun, especially with those launchers like the Carl Gustav with the like, look at the launchers. In Battlefield 4 you get 6, now you get 3. You take out your launcher, it takes like 1 second to deploy. UADS, it takes another second. And then the velocity of the projectile is low. And they do like really low damage. Like you need 3 RPGs to kill an attack heli or something.
But you need 4 grenades for destroying a tank.
There's no base AA.
Bro, wait, parenthesis. With Brekk1e, we said, okay, let's throw nades. We were playing together. Like, in 2 seconds, we destroy a tank with throwing 2 nades together. Like,
put a resupply box on the ground.
Bro, it was
you actually have like you have 4 nades. You throw a nade, or you have 2 nades. No, you have 1 nade, right?
You have 2 nades.
2 nades.
Yeah.
Well, you have 2 nades, and then you put a resupply box, and then like everybody jumps in and gets so that's 6 nades. And the tank is
like kind of style of balancing. The next, no, I believe I read that somewhere. I think with LMG, you can take the LMG and use armor-piercing rounds. And with those armor-piercing rounds, you can actually kill tanks. I read that somewhere. Not many people use them, but you can actually kill tanks with armor-piercing rounds.
That's ridiculous.
That's Call of Duty style of balance. And it's simply not Battlefield. It's fundamentally not Battlefield. It goes against everything what Battlefield stands for.
One another point I want to say about the vehicle balance is that BF4 was really good, not because some people can say, oh, we have the not nostalgia thing and whatevs, but I'm not saying BF3, I'm saying BF4, and I love BF3. Okay, the BF4 vehicles were the most balanced because as Nichols say, you need to balance those vehicles for the top 1%, but being them still suitable for the casual players. In BF4 right now, you can actually, if there is no real good pilot or really good whatever in the enemy team, you can just take the little bird. We have 25mm, or even with the 7mm, you can go and kill people pretty easily, as long as you get some time in it and kind of understand how it works.
Exactly.
You can get kills, bro. Sometimes I spawn in the alley because I want to get my alley myself, but someone else takes it like a level 50, a level 30, and I stay with them. I just stay there and talking and spectating what they do. Bro, they are really struggling flying around, but they get kills. So I don't understand. I mean, we can say that the game is different. BF4 has a different way to counter vehicles. Respect 2042, there are under 28 players. You have all the surroundings with specialists and map design, because also map design is really important when you account to vehicle physics, and it's different. But if they take that same mentality in terms of balancing the vehicles, like the core design of it, okay, like how do you came out with the idea of balancing? Okay, I don't know if it makes sense. and they kind of put it in the new game, that would be way better. Like, for example, the miniguns and rocket pods. In BF 2042, they are switched over. Like, the rocket pods are the most intuitive and easy way to get kills, and the miniguns are the one that you actually have to put some more efforts. Okay, in BF4 is the miniguns that are the easiest, and then you have the secondary that is the supplement to enhance your skills and get that a little bit more. This is the biggest flaw of the game, in my opinion. Also, it's seekers on the attack helicopter. They're stupid OP, and the pods makes no sense. I mean, it was lagging, desyncing, whatever, but how they handle just make you think that they are completely gone in a really simplistic way and not really thoughtful way of doing it. Like, okay, just put some explosive stuff that does damage.
It looks like they didn't learn anything from the other games. They just went, okay, they looked at Battlefield 3 and 4 quickly, and they were, okay, let's just redo it, and we will take we will not build on a foundation that we had established in the previous games.
Yep.
And all they had to do, I think Zenti just said it in the chat, give us BF4 vehicles, make them maybe a little bit more accessible or stronger. Like, look at the stealth jet. The best way to use a stealth jet in 8v8 is to crash it. Make them a bit stronger, okay? Roscoe knows. Obviously, make them a little bit stronger. You have new assets, they look cooler. Make like civilian cars like the cars in Hardline, give me brakes, allow me to lean out of cars.
Police. Whoop, whoop.
We have radios, they are great. That's a good idea.
Oh,
That's fun. That's fun.
I actually want the possibility of having a folder when I can put my music.
Yes, that would be so nice. And you could do so much with
like
it. Holy
GTA
crap.
Online, where you can implement the music.
Yeah, but I can
That should be easy to do, actually.
I can already hear a lot of Russian anthem going around.
That would be fucking hilarious.
But two other things we didn't talk about is one thing I actually do like is they have a new philosophy behind the vehicles in this game. They are like a platform for teamwork. So your tank has like more
It's not
seats.
really new.
Yeah, but this time, like, I remember when I was playing as a casual with my real life friends, the tank had in BF4 only like two slots.
No, I'm
And
talking
we were
about
3 or 4.
BF1. I'm talking about BF1 has got this idea.
Yeah, but they did a really good job in the scout where like the passengers get
spotter.
like to spot and so on.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
I just hope the gunner positions in the tank are not too strong, because there was some stuff data mined, and I think the tank gunner 1 has like EMP grenades that disable other tanks that cannot shoot back and so on. Grenade launchers, mortar and so on. That's not okay. I hope
No,
they
definitely
get the
not.
balance right. And something we didn't talk about at all was the vehicle spawn screen. This one is really bad. Holy crap!
It's stupid. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
it is.
It's stupid. Like you click on the icon and there's like 3 categories. Tanks and AAs are grouped together. And in the blog post, they mentioned actually something about this. They increased the limit for the tanks, I believe. Before
it's
it was
8.
Two per team.
2 per team, now it's 4.
Now it's 4. So, and
Like,
there's also like
I also forgot this thing. I will tell you that. Go ahead.
yeah. So in the tank section, you get the tank or the AA. So you can have 2 tanks, or 2 AAs, or 1 tank and 1 AA. And now they doubled it. So potentially one team could have like 4 AAs and the other one as well. So you could have, if you go crazy with a team and you organize, you could have 8 AAs on one map.
Yep.
Okay, aside from I forgot about I forgot about the it's not about AA. Okay, like AA whatever, but okay. Do you know how it actually works? You know the little cooldown that you have when you die.
Yes,
it's not
there is no real cooldown.
It's your cooldown. So everything I said previously about farming, okay, so everyone can go and farm. It's even worse because you have potentially a non-stop, literally 4. It is 3 scout helicopters, 2 attack helis, 4 tanks, consistently and constantly spamming explosive noob-like shit on the ground, okay?
Yep.
And it's not fun.
Also, think about this. there's like, okay, you have this one attack helicopter duo, and you get destroyed. Okay, you're dead. But your gunner can take up the heli. You cannot, because you are the pilot. You died. It was your vehicle. You have a cooldown, but your gunner does not have a cooldown. He just goes on the next one.
That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing as well. When I died, there was Marco or don't remember what, or Rodo. Rodo was just playing with me for just for the memes. I was dying. He took the heli and I was spawning on him. I got already the heli immediately. So when I died afterwards again, I was my heli already back. It's like 24/7. Okay, like it's like instant respawn, but just for me. That's stupid. This needs to change.
Also, like the grouping makes no sense. So you have tanks and AA together. Dude, the tank and the AA fulfill different jobs. One is against the air, the other one is against the ground. Let's say, I mean, the public experience is always casual. What if the players in my team all take tanks when we need AAs? Like, the designer needs to crack down on this. Like, you shouldn't be able to just decide, like, as a player, what you want. There needs to be an arsenal that is prepared by the designer for the map. You cannot have like a full sandbox where you take any vehicle you just want. And then okay, you had the tanks and the AA. Then you had the transport vehicles.
Don't forget about the iPad, man. You can call in. You can call in other 3 tanks if you want. So it's like it's insane.
Yeah. And also, what if I want to grief my team and just give the tank that I call in to the enemy team? I call in the tank, drop it, and they take it. What's that?
I think the vehicle balancing is very all over the place. There is no balance. There is no balance, exactly.
There is no balance in the first place. They didn't even try. That's like the weakest aspect of the game.
I don't see myself playing a game where there's vehicles up all the time and it has no impact whether you take them down or not. Like, what is the point to taking down a vehicle if it just instantly spawns again?
And there's the next thing, and there's the next thing.
Exactly.
It's like a beer for
fast vehicle.
It's on the respawn.
Fast vehicle server, exactly.
Also, if you play with like for example on Flood Zone, okay, if you play Flood Zone with a scout heli, and there is the instant respawn, okay, you just don't shoot on the ground if you're in the heli because you all all the time. It makes no sense, and that's a community thing. That you reduce the respawn time, okay? But in 2042 is actually built in the vanilla experience. So it's like, what if when people start realizing how to play the game and start using stingers, start using heat seekers, starts like to just get in your base with 5 people and like lock in. It's we're talking about, of course, the air vehicles, but also with javelins, because you can stay on the hill, for example, on orbital, and you can watch the tank spawn, and the lock-on range, at least in the beta, was 550 meters.
So nobody thought of javelins with all those zip lines where you can get up. There's just no cover, and you just sit on top.
Yeah, there will be javelins. There will be javelins.
Everyone gets one. Everyone can take one.
Yeah.
Up to 64.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can play sniper with it. I said it in Italian.
Something I said a while back to friends. Back then, when we had classes, okay, let's say we would have theoretically we have a class system for this game. You would have this one recon guy with a sniper rifle, okay. You would have one assault with like the grappling hook, and then you would need another player. That's 3 players, an engineer with the javelin. You need 3 players to have a broken, overpowered setup. Now you can do it on your own, alone, all by yourself. It takes 1 player. You take Casper or whatever, you just take a sniper, you take a javelin, and then you just take a specialist that fulfills your needs. What do you want? Armor, maybe wall hack or something like that.
Or the wingsuit.
Or a wingsuit, why not? Yeah, the core experience from 2042 is not gonna hold up.
No.
Like, even if I was in charge with like all of you guys and some people of the chat, we wouldn't be able to fix this mess. We have to go to Portal, I believe. It's not gonna happen. Like, that's wishful thinking.
It is. And I wonder, Brekkie, like you said, you don't have a lot of experience with vehicles. But how did you experience the inf against vehicles? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, it's better than in Battlefield 5 because in Battlefield 5 you only had like 2 rockets in the beginning where you could that you could use to fight vehicles with, and then they changed that to like I think 3 or 4, and then you were also possible to like resupply it from your crate. But the damage I think in Battlefield 5 was like way too low, so it took like even longer to kill a tank. I don't like, I'm an old school kind of guy, so I played from Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, and then of course to Battlefield 4, and I liked it when you had like 5 or 6 rockets with you, and if you're playing versus a skillful tank, he can like out heal you at a certain point. Unless you like attack him from the side or from the back where the tank takes more damage. Right now, like in Battlefield 2042, when I played the beta together with Losco, well, of course the nades were completely broken for the tank. I think like 4 nades were able to kill a tank, and you have like 3 rockets with you, so you do the math, you can kill them in 2 shots and 1 nade, or just 3 good nades. We'll probably like maybe even like leave him or get him out of the vehicle. I don't know, like it was a lot better, but we'll have to see like when it comes out. It's also kind of weird that you spawn like 2 nades like every time, like on every class. That was kind of weird as well,
the
because
perk or something.
Yeah, because like in Battlefield 4 you had I always use the grenade perk on Battlefield 4 for the medic, so I get my second nade because I just want to have that because I do a lot of nade kills. But having that like as a base perk or a base setup in Battlefield 2042. We had in Battlefield 2 there was a very big issue with nade spamming. I think as a support player you could resupply yourself and you had the ability to throw 5 or 6 nades. Everybody knew. Yeah. They didn't do anything about it. They just like let it slide. Eventually it became part of the game. And right now you're going back to like giving everybody 2 nades, and you're gonna give like so much
the reason
explosions to the game that you don't have to have.
I understand the reason behind it.
Yeah, because the maps are bigger and there's like more space. But there's gonna be smaller scale game modes. There's gonna be linear game modes like Rush and Breakthrough. This is gonna be 64 players fighting against 64 players on a front line, and everyone spawns with 2 grenades at least.
But we don't know yet how linear will be. We haven't seen any breakthrough. It might be that one flag
but it's not going to be the same as Conquest.
Yeah, but still, think of team deathmatch.
Yes.
Everyone gets 2 grenades by default. That's a problem.
Yes, maybe in the beta they haven't really went into the squad perks. Maybe it was just a default one, and they haven't implemented that. But I mean, the real issue with the nades was that there were no nade
smoke grenades.
No, there were no icons.
Yeah,
but there was no icon.
That's an UI issue. But back to the point that we had about infantry versus vehicle balance. In Battlefield 1 and 5, it's like fighting against a behemoth. You do very little damage, and then there's like glancing blows. What a horrendous idea that was.
Also, in BF5 is like this, by the way.
Fling.
Yes, but in the new game, like in Battlefield 4 and 3, you could like walk up behind the tank and you shoot him in the ass, and you do like 50 damage, 55 damage, he's disabled, he can turn. In this game, there were moments where I would walk up with a friend behind the tank, and we would shoot at the same time with the Carl Gustav launcher. We both together did like 60 or 40 damage. There are no multipliers active right now, I believe.
I guess it's just that rocket has got no multiplier. It's like the MBT low.
Yeah, but it's not acting like the MBT low at all. It's just a shitty rocket launcher.
I'm just saying that maybe this one is not dealing the multiplayer damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just weird. It's a very weird design decision.
I think it's just not in the beta because it makes literally makes no sense to have no multiplier. In a game that pretty much you can receive 5 small whatever second because there are 64 players. So I believe it's just also the nade. Okay, we are memeing about the nades that are doing 25 damage, but I guess it was a bug. It was not meant to be there.
Let's hope it wasn't.
No, it's stupid. I don't really see it being part of the actual game.
Yeah.
Somebody's saying in chat, there's that one single breakthrough objective is the rocket assembly building. Imagine that on 64 versus 64 and nades.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait,
would be
so
fun.
the only objective is the big dildo in the middle?
Yes. That's a problem.
That's a big
Yeah,
problem.
So the defenders have 64 players on this fucking rooftop, and the other 64 have to push up.
So imagine if I go with the little bird and staying in a pretty safe position and just spam the 16 rockets in a random position. When someone threw a C4 by mistake, I will get like 25 kills.
Yeah, just like hover and range them, so the stingers can't lock you, and you just spam. Your
So it's
infantry
It's like
replenishing
BF3 Rush Karg Island all over again.
I'm getting the vibes of that.
Yep.
Yeah. Pain. Ooh.
Bro, I remember BF3 Rush on Karg Island, man. It was so stupid.
I actually played it like half a year ago, and I got into a tank with like real life friends. They wanted to play BF3, and we got into the tank, and there was an A10 in the air, and the A10 literally one frames you if you are sitting.
Oh
in the
yeah,
tank.
the A10 on BF3 is stupid.
We thought he
Yeah.
was cheating at first. Like
No,
he
with
can
one
use the minigun that quick.
with one strafe you can kill two tanks or even one tank and the aim track with one strafe. The aim track has got insane HP. No, it was broken off here. Also, you got the Hydras as well on it. It was stupid. It made zero sense. But it was fun. It worked. Yes.
I think we're gonna end it there. I guess we've been going for 2 hours, and we've talked about pretty much everything, I would say.
Let's see if someone has some questions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Where's the Loska podcast?
My
Is
girlfriend,
there? Yeah.
my girlfriend wants to kill me, but I don't care.
Let's see if anyone in the
Hello.
chat has any questions.
I love you. She's watching.
Can we get some more live action acting from Prolosco? That you'll have to watch his Twitch then.
Yeah, he's definitely like the best fake dice stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I can understand exactly what is in their mind in that executive room and saying.
Do you all think there's gonna be enough new comp players to actually build the league? Depends. It really depends.
Yes, I actually do. There's a lot of Call of Duty, Warzone, and Apex players that really like the beta, and they really like the movement and gunplay. And I mean, Losko and I are both part of RA, and those guys really like 2042, and they're just Call of Duty guys. So there's gonna be a lot of new players coming over, I believe. A lot of Battlefield players leaving and new players coming.
We also have to keep in mind that the split of the community that we have now, as well as BF1, BF5, like the community is split all over the games, but also consoles. We're getting crossplay.
Crossplay, yes.
So that's also going to be a big influence on competitive, if it's crossplay with, if it's possible.
I have an important thing to say.
Aim assist.
This is really important. Apex Legends, okay. EA has announced that the LGS, so the esports with $4 million, I guess it's $4 million league, now it's crossplay. Like the league itself, it's crossplay. Like you can play PlayStation versus PC in the same league.
Well, that should be fine as long.
And this is this is really important regarding what we were talking about. So there is no split up anymore. I mean, if EA is doing it in Apex, I don't see any reason why they would not do that also in Battlefield. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we should split it up if the balancing is done correctly. If there's no overpowered aim assist, then I don't see the problem with having PC and consoles played together.
They will buff the aim assist, they said it.
They did already. They said it in the blog post today.
Said, yeah.
Aim assist was buffed. And I'm okay. Well, we have to see it first, okay? But in the beta, the aim assist was really weak and people struggled. So if they buff it a little bit and we get into a healthy place, should be fine.
And it will be good for the for the comp scene, definitely. And like it will bring such a bigger audience to watch and to play, which should be good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anyway, my take on this is I repeat it again. If the release will be smooth without major issues and without major like game-breaking bugs for the first 1 or 2 months, the game will be successful.
If not,
What?
well, if not, what happens then?
If not, they will support as long as they understand they can afford it, and they will move on the next game.
Yep.
I'm really
When
curious what's gonna happen at release. Like, I have no idea if it's gonna be another BF5 or if it's gonna do well.
No, I think it's gonna do well. I genuinely think it's gonna do well. But if it does bad, we can just say Once we used to play that franchise called Battlefield. Now they ripped him off because they did a terrible job in the last 3 titles, so they just deleted it.
Another question is, if this flops, will they even support the next Battlefield game?
That's what I just said.
Good question.
That's what I just said.
It's already in the works, the next game.
Yes, it's already in the works, but they can just scrap it at one point. I mean, in my opinion, this one is the definitive one. In my opinion, this one will dictate the future of Battlefield. Maybe they will release the next one. They will, not focusing that much on it, not spending so many resources.
Just make a spin-off with us.
Exactly, they would just make a spin-off out of it.
Just get the veterans, community members, and we outline like the foundation of Battlefield, what makes Battlefield Battlefield. And yeah,
I think it will end as like Medal of Honor if this game does not succeed.
There is a possibility.
Paddy, please don't give me hope. BCL Zamak 2022. I can't take it anymore, dude.
No, I'm not gonna fuck that.
We're done. We're all done.
Unless there's a price.
Like millions.
Millions, 1.6 million.
I mean, if there are millions, maybe I can think about it.
Or maybe we're all gonna be playing mobile, Battlefield Mobile.
Oh, yeah.
It's BF3 on mobile.
Yeah. Pretty sure Windows 11 has like a feature that allows you to emulate mobile games.
No, we could all play Battlefield Mobile then.
Yeah, good performance at least.
Yeah,
and good maps.
Definitely. Who's your favorite specialist so far and why?
None.
I hate all of them, but
yeah,
Mecha is the best.
Something I wanna say is they at least look cool this time around. Like, they're broken obviously, but they look like soldiers again. That was an issue in Battlefield 5 from an artistic perspective. They look really weird, like mannequins.
Yeah.
Or like plastic soldiers with weird uniforms. But yeah, who's my favorite specialist? The one who has armor or can heal himself.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Or the grappling hook. I don't know the names.
Mecha.
Yeah. I like that one.
Sundance with the wingsuit looks okay.
Yeah, fun as well.
I mean, you have to play it. From what I've been
playing,
we
haven't played it yet, so yeah.
I can say. I mean, the best one would be the Warlock girl. Okay, the Korean Warlock. Then Thai boys, exactly.
Paddy, if you could create a map, where would it be located?
In Italy.
Stockholm, in the DICE studio.
In the DICE studio, yeah.
I actually have it in mind, man. We start from the river.
Yeah,
it would be really good, actually.
Could be good.
I would do it in like in the city where I was born. You know, you have the temples, you have the sea. You don't destroy the temples because then I will kill you. And you know, there's a lot of vegetation. It could be really good, really cool.
Yeah, they could actually also turn like my town into a map. I believe there's a lot of monuments and everything.
Yeah,
could be done. Give us a map editor.
Yeah, give us one. That would be good.
You can forget about it.
That's never happening. Yeah. All right. I don't think there's any more questions in. Thank you, Brekk1e, Nickel, and Losco for coming on. It was a lot of fun talking about a lot of stuff that needed to be talked about, I feel like.
We haven't really talked about anything.
Yeah. it could be 10 hours. Dude.
Yeah, it could be
No,
10 hours exactly. But like, I want to do this again when the game is actually released with
Yeah.
different people, because at least then we'll know what the game is actually like. Now we're all speculating, and
Yeah, it's a lot of speculation.
yeah, it's all speculation.
We can do a big one with like 10 people, but we need some moderator.
Loska won't be allowed to talk.
No.
Exactly.
You'll have to raise your hand, right?
All right, then
Okay.
we're gonna end it here. I'm gonna go raid
Thanks for having
someone.
us.
Yeah, it was a lot
Alright.
of fun. Thank you for coming on.
Thank to you
All right.
to bring me out of another day of BF4.
Yeah. It's a nice change of pace.
Exactly.
All right, well,
Okay.
chat. See you guys in the next one. Wait, I'm gonna link the YouTube so people who haven't seen it yet. There we go. You can go subscribe to the YouTube, and the podcast will be uploaded this weekend. All right. Bye bye, everyone.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Give a raid to Anders. There we go.
Let's go. Nice.
Losco sucks. I agree. All right, see you guys.
See ya.